Hey guys, in case I feel I'm acting a little stiff or whatever, it's because I've been having on and off panic attacks since the election results. I was not happy with the results. This is also my loom, and I'm making half of a bag right now. I'm gonna make 2 bag halves and then stitch them together and hopefully sell it for a good amount of money. Anyway, we're gonna watch the Haunting of Loey Lane. They're doing another house call to whoever's place.
How weird is this for you right now?
Pretty weird, yeah.
Maybe it's about to get a whole lot weirder.
Oh, God.
This week on BuzzFeed Unsolved, we once again make a house call as part of our ongoing investigation into the question, are ghosts real? Oh, no voice this time? This time around, we answer the call of Loey Lane, a popular beauty guru who you may recognize from YouTube. Loey has asked us to help diagnose a haunting that's terrorized her since 2017.
That's
a haunting
scary.
that has her scared to sleep in her own bed.
From guru to boo.
That is, you've outdone yourself this time.
Can I say this right up top? I know when we did our last house call, I sort of took a back seat. I was very respectful. Not tonight, baby.
Do you not believe this going into it?
Yes, he's not the coworker, I don't think.
He saw a little spooky guy in a sheet.
I think I should just get a life-size Shane doll with a pull string.
You
and I'll
might
just
as
have
well.
it say,
It's the wind.
I'm sure they believe they saw what they saw, and I'll just keep pulling the string.
I believe you believe.
What you're
I
saying?
believe you believe.
You're just staring at the corner of the wall. I believe you believe.
Let's get into it.
In April 2017, Loey Lane moved into an apartment complex in Los Angeles, California. The complex, a fairly new and nondescript building, doesn't seem to offer any explanation from the outside as to why strange and unexplainable things occur within.
Unless it's built on a graveyard or something.
Before we jump
Or what if there's an unexpected burial site underneath that property, way deep down.
into what's
Like
happening in
ghosts.
the present, let's first take a look at the past.
I definitely am a believer who wishes occasionally that I was a skeptic, and I think it's because I grew up with it. I told you a little bit that I grew up in a really haunted farmhouse in the middle of nowhere in Georgia, so it's been like my whole life of experiencing stuff, some not so nice, some perfectly normal, I guess. So yeah, no, I totally believe in ghosts.
Loey grew accustomed to the farmhouse hauntings of her youth. Quote, I feel like I've always had experience. I've always been really in tune with stuff, so I'm used to paranormal happenings coming in pretty frequently. End quote. This distinction is important to point out due to the fact that it contextualizes Loey's present experiences. Ghosts have never scared Loey. Their ubiquity throughout Loey's formative years only normalized their existence, which is why what's occurring now is so troubling. Because you see, whatever is happening to Loey currently is, quote, the first thing that's ever made me feel scared, end quote.
Yeah,
so
I'm scared
she is
too.
basically,
Even though I'm
she
in a
has a
fucking
sixth
blue
sense,
state.
is what you're saying.
She doesn't have a Bruce Willis. Are we the Bruce Willis in this situation?
Bruce
Are
Willis
we
was dead in that
Willis?
movie.
Are we going there to actually diagnose something? Are we going there to help, to cleanse? Or are we going there to maybe stir the pot a little bit more and leave a disaster behind?
Shane's gonna start a pot.
I love a little stirring.
Yeah, he is.
I know you got your little chef hat on. You're ready to do some stirring. And you may even put the spoon in. Take a little sip of it.
Ooh, that's not spicy enough.
Why would you come to us if you want us to fix it? You've seen our show, I'm guessing.
I guess there's like this sick part of me that kind of hopes it's not real and hopes that there could be an explanation for everything. Granted,
Yeah.
it's also been going on for years and years and years, and multiple people have witnessed it.
This brings us to the beginning of Loey's current haunting. In 2017, Loey and her 2 roommates moved into their 3-bedroom Los Angeles apartment, where, quote, things got spooky pretty fast.
Oh boy.
End quote. This might be due to Loey always attracting this sort of energy since she was a child, but perhaps one event in particular is the catalyst.
Well,
I
that's
used
what
to, like,
happened.
hunt and shop in all of these little thrift stores, and I found this really old, like, vintage
don't even fuck with that shit.
Like wood and like totally scratched up. Looked really creepy. So we took her home. It was just part of my creepy aesthetic at the time.
That
And
thing
although
might have
it
been
was merely
cursed.
for decoration and never actually used, Loey believes it's this purchase that set off a weird chain of events.
One of the last person to use it for its original purpose didn't close it out properly.
Quote, it started off small and felt like things I could write off, seeing shadows move out of the corner of my eye, end quote. And in general, Loey describes an energy that was, quote, just really overwhelmingly bad, a really bad feeling all the time, end quote.
We go to so many locations, and people, like, you can do anything at these locations, but they all seem to have a rule. They're like, the one thing you don't do is bring a Ouija board in here.
Well, I don't
Yeah.
Are you crazy? It's a toy.
Well, here's the thing. I
Yeah.
don't think they're actually making a commentary on the board itself. I think they're making a commentary on what the board represents. The board represents reaching out.
It represents selling toys to children.
Yeah.
It represents calling out and inviting maybe negative entities to come into your home.
Loey also was having trouble sleeping, a new experience for someone who normally slept soundly for 8 hours every night of her life. Quote, I could barely sleep at night and woke up frequently out of a dead sleep by something I couldn't see or explain, which I know can be written off by a lot of people, end quote.
Me.
Yeah.
Yes, by you.
I do.
Yeah, I was just about to go into my little. You wrote it off? Is that you sending it?
Yep.
You didn't even mail it? You just
I
wrote it off?
threw it to a
Dude.
little
Well, I was just
falcon.
thinking if you put it in an envelope, you put that. Oh yeah, then you're like,
Dude.
close the letter. Now put that stamp on it. You gotta make sure you got a stamp on it. That's gonna lick stamps. All right.
Good.
Taking it to the mailbox. Give it a little kiss before you send it off.
Hey.
Bye bye.
While admittedly, sleep paralysis is the first thing that comes to mind, even to Loey herself.
Ultimately, it felt really weird, especially in this time frame where other really
One time I dreamt I had sleep paralysis. I didn't have sleep paralysis, I just dreamt that I had sleep paralysis.
weird things were happening. Like
Yeah.
I was waking up with giant bruises on my legs, and I had no account
That
for
could
them.
be it.
Bruises aren't as easy to explain away with sleep paralysis,
That could be
yet there's still wiggle room. One experience that
I mean, weird bruises on your legs. I mean, I get those too. That's just being old.
definitely can't be explained by sleep paralysis, Loey watching, quote, a heavy drinking glass slowly inch off of her counter and shatter on
Yeah,
the floor.
there might be
end
something
quote.
haunted
You got a
there.
video of that?
She does not.
Oh.
What do you just have? I guess you
Yeah,
would
who's,
have.
who's got something in their pocket that could possibly record video?
Well, I mean, like,
I know something's slowly inching, not a lot of time.
Well, what-
Something's slowly inching off the table. How could you possibly ever?
well, what if she's charging her phone in the room?
Oh, you're right.
Well, I will say that if this happened to me,
Yeah.
if the glass
Or
fell
what if her
out in
phone
my
was
house,
dead?
the next day, I
You'd
would-
have
I
a
would-
system
I would
trained
have-
on the table.
20 static cameras set up in my house at all
Yes.
times, and they could all be remotely operated by a button. But, you know, not everyone attacks these things with the moxie that I do.
Yeah, you're an entrepreneurial paranormal investigator.
I'm insane.
So this is the kitchen.
Great counter space in here.
Thank you.
I'd kill for that.
Interesting
How
that you're
brilliant is
using
it
pink
in
for
your
this
kitchen,
one.
pitch black with flashlights?
I can't say I've ever done it before, voluntarily, but you know, here we are.
Hello. For anything that's in this room, anything that resides in this building, my name is Ryan.
I'm Shane.
I'm Loey.
I would
but
hope you know her.
Yeah, we're pretty well acquainted.
We're guests here, much like you are. I hope you. I'm sure you hate hearing that. You are a guest here. I think there's plenty of people that reside within this home. I think some are nice and some aren't. And I'm talking to all of them. I'm giving you the opportunity to talk to us. So if there's anything that you want to say to us, so show us a sign you want to communicate. You could say something. You could touch one of us,
Hold my teeth out.
or you could do that. So here we go. I'm going to give you some silence right here, and that starts right now.
After this, Loey, this is the part where you learn how truly boring it is to be a ghost hunter.
It's a lot of waiting.
Here we go.
Yeah.
I find the work fulfilling.
Ah! Okay,
What?
sorry about that. Okay.
Having some trouble with your flashlight.
I'm doing
How about this nice glass?
Smash it over his head.
I was gonna say slide it off that
Oh,
counter.
yeah, or just we'll slide it off the counter.
Either one would be pretty incredible. This counter is pretty level.
Showtime.
And if you think by not doing anything you're gonna get rid of us, I got some bad news for you. You better get used to this ugly mug, because I'm
Yeah.
gonna be here all night long.
Yeah, get used to
baby.
that ugly mug.
Get used to seeing these dead, cold eyes peer into your soulless soul.
They're not pleasant, are they? That was like those two rotten little eyeballs.
But while the arrival of the Ouija board is what prompted the odd occurrences, it's its departure that is perhaps the most unsettling.
Get
Mainly
rid of
because
it?
shortly after its arrival, the Ouija board vanished without explanation. It wasn't until 3 months later that Loey finally found it, neatly tucked under 3 stacked moving bins.
Is it possible that your brother could have hid it and lied to you? Is your brother a liar?
Well, it's possible someone was a sleepwalker.
Watching this, so I don't think that he would have done anything like that. But especially, my brother is so not fond of, like, again, the darker side of this. I just don't see him touching it.
While the board's disappearance and reappearance would remain a question in Loey's mind, one question became clearer. If the Ouija board did introduce an entity into her home, what are the entity's intentions? One night while doing her hair in her bathroom, Loey heard, quote, a bizarre growling sound over her shoulder, end quote. And another night she came home to find her bathroom completely flooded, narrowly
Yeah,
missing
that
a
sucks.
hairdryer
Oh.
plugged into the wall.
I couldn't explain it by like any accounts. No TV was on, my brother was in his room with his headphones on, like my dogs were downstairs. I had never heard anything like it in my life, and it almost sounded like it was like speaking in like a language I didn't recognize.
How did it make you feel?
Really, really uncomfortable.
Feels weird to make Loey stand in the bathroom and brush her hair while we sit on the bed.
That's not me. That's not
Buddy,
female
I
ears.
acknowledge
Staring.
it's going to be strange.
Ah,
But you know what? If you want to catch that sweet, sweet
you're
evidence,
right. I get you. Yeah, I know.
sometimes
I know
you're
what
going to
you
have to
mean.
play a funny little tune.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, continue. Continue to brush. And this growl, it was animalistic, or was it more of like a?
The growl sounded like mumbling really deep over my shoulder.
Oh, that's creepy.
It
Yeah.
was just really deep and like guttural. Like I couldn't hear it super well or anything.
That sounds demonic.
I mean, yeah.
This experience prompted her to ask for advice from followers and pray over the space. Luckily, for the most part, the experiences stopped. All was well. But due to life
Yeah.
circumstances, Loey unfortunately had to move to a different unit within the building. Shortly after, the experiences started again.
Ah, damn it.
Also worth mentioning, the tenant who moved into Loey's old unit eventually moved out due to
Oh, what
strange
the fuck?
occurrences.
What I do think is interesting is while I am like a few floors down, I'm in the same location as my previous one. So I'm literally just like,
Like vertically, you're
yes.
in, I see.
Yeah, just like
That's
a
fucking
little
weird.
bit off to the left.
So it could go down to the actual ground itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But while that tenant fled her new digs, Loey was unable to flee from hers, and the activity only worsened.
Damn it.
Her roommate would hear noises when nobody was home.
That's just
Things
not
would
fun.
go missing and randomly reappear, and her roommate's dog would growl at Loey's side of the apartment when Loey wasn't home, seemingly at nothing but air.
The dog knows
This
something.
just sounds like apartment stuff.
You're never unnerved when you see an animal like looking up.
My cat does that all the time.
And you're like, what are you looking at? And it's just
Sometimes animals get spooked. My cat started freaking out months ago. We think he just smelled like a coyote outside or something.
Yeah,
but
maybe.
For a full day, he was like,
what if you took something back for one of our shoots?
well, it only happened for a day, so then he was normal.
And then
Yeah.
then the demon was like, all right,
This
guy-
sucks.
Yeah. No reaction from this audience. Tough crowd.
This guy
I'm
sucks.
gonna pack it up.
Later.
Eventually, her roommates would move out, leaving Loey by herself.
Aw,
However,
man.
the experiences weren't always unpleasant. Loey's father passed a couple years prior, and Loey would sometimes smell his cologne
That's a
in her
friendly
apartment.
ghost.
And in times of need, much like all of us do with lost loved ones, Loey would talk to him. Quote, sometimes I'll talk to my dad. Sometimes I ask for help. End quote. But unfortunately, when we reach out to the other side, it's not always the person we intend
Uh-oh.
that walks through the door. Quote, one night I fell asleep watching TV and woke up to someone knocking on my front door. They called out,
Don't
she's going to
answer."
come in now. Is that okay? I was obviously alarmed, and it was so real I thought someone was really at my door. It sounded like a middle-aged woman. It actually sounded kinda soothing. It felt like there were two people there. End quote. Regardless of if it was two people or not, whatever it was, it asked for permission to come inside. And Loey, groggy from an impromptu nap, believes, quote, I may have said yes, and that does
Aw,
really scare me.
man.
I ran over, but of course no one was there. End quote.
So I went, I checked, nobody was there, nobody's in the hallway. I slowly drift off to sleep that night, but I keep like waking up, like somebody's like shaking me awake, or I just keep hearing like the weirdest sounds and nothing.
I mean, it can be a
specific,
big
just
jerk
I feel
for,
really
you know,
uneasy.
your
The
speech
following
to
night,
wake.
Loey came home to find, quote, all of my cabinets wide open despite living alone. I woke up in the middle of the night to Siri on my phone responding to something, despite it being silent in the apartment and no one else being here. Even weirder, another night I woke up to the sound of a deep male voice chanting something in my ear, end quote.
Like this like grumbling, like deep chanting sound, unlike anything I'd ever heard in my life.
Man.
And I like bolted up. It felt so nasty. I smelled like, and that's another thing with this place, you'll just smell the weirdest stuff. Almost what smelled like campfire smoke. And again, it's like 2, 3 in the morning at this point. Nobody's up grilling or, you know, doing whatever.
Who walked into Loey's apartment is unclear, but whether they walked in that night at Loey's invitation or they followed her home from the antique shop in
Damn.
Texas, the question may not be who resides in the apartment, but what. Loey thinks the
That's
voice
not-
she heard
that's
that
always
night
not fun.
possibly was speaking a different language, and often her apartment smells like something burning. These
what if
two
someone died in
things,
a
plus the
fire?
antagonistic feeling in her apartment, all, unfortunately, point to one thing: a demonic entity.
Not to drop the demon word this early in, but I think the idea of anything demonic really scares me.
All right, ghouls. Now we're really gonna party. This may be loud. If you could say any of our names back to us to establish a baseline of communication, that would be great. Once again, my name is Ryan.
Shane.
Loey.
Please say any of our names if you want to communicate with us. Can you say your name?
What was that?
We'll have to play that back, but it sure sounded like Loey.
It did a little bit. What was that? What was that?
Ah, yeah.
Why are you here? I'm gonna need.
Did it say Ryan?
I'm
Yeah.
not sure. I'm gonna need to hear more than one word for me to think there's anything in here.
Was there a demon here?
When researching the house, I found that the building was once a lumberyard
Yeah,
and
so-
eventually a supply store.
Was
However,
there part
why
of
would this
those
building have a
things?
demonic infestation?
So what we have here are 2 flashlights. Very easy to turn on and off. All you really have to do is tap them.
Yes, like
Like
that.
that.
Turn it off.
Now, if you could turn off the one, no, you gotta wait here. Hey,
Thank you.
Hey, if you could turn both of those lights off in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, lights off.
Guess
All right, I
what
think
doing it.
everything's good here. You're all set.
How about turning the one?
Turn that back on, please.
Turn,
Oh my god.
Fucking
turn
weird.
this one off right now.
Please turn that back on. Thank you.
I'll tell you what. Clearly, you're not amused right now, so we're going to leave. And when we come back, it's going to be just one of us at a time. You like that?
Huh?
You want to play?
Huh?
Demons prey on vulnerability, and nothing is more vulnerable than a person alone.
Yeah,
so
I
to
feel
stimulate
pretty
it,
alone,
we'll
to be
finish off our
honest.
investigation by investigating the apartment individually.
All right, ghosts. Gonna level with you. I don't think there's any demons here, because I've danced with a lot of demons in my day. To these flashlights that Ryan
His
loves
light
so
is
much.
blue.
Take a look at them, see what they do. Well, right now we've got one on, one off. If there is a presence here and it despises me, turn that left flashlight off and the right flashlight on. You've got 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7,
Is that a main
6,
bridge?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You didn't do it. Okay, well you got, okay, so you, oh, you know what? Not bad. Not bad.
You ever tried to take a lid off of a pickle jar? It's really hard and you can't do
Yeah.
it. takes a couple twists. You hand it to someone like, hey, can you take this off? And they're
Yeah.
like, oh, let me try. And then you hand it to someone else, and they're like, let me try. What if me and Shane are loosening up the metaphorical lid of this pickle jar, and when you get in, it's gonna pop right off,
Oh,
The pickles
man.
will just fly out.
and you're gonna have pickle juice all over the place.
Ectoplasm pickle
you can
juice.
turn both of the flashlights off if you are inhuman. If there's some sort of demonic spirit here that wants me dead, that wants to bring me harm, I'll take you home with me. I don't care. Great. So we've got
Oh,
both
boy.
off. So maybe a demon here. Maybe. I don't think there's a demon here.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have the flashlight set up for you. You're gonna be able to use the flashlights to communicate with it.
Okay.
And then maybe I'll just explore the space, you know?
Yeah.
Assert my dominance.
Yeah.
I'll walk through and make it known that, yeah, you're the one in charge.
I'm
yeah.
gonna pee all over your furniture. Mark my territory.
Phenomenal.
Demon, now's your opportunity to enter my soul.
I wonder what the neighbors are thinking about it
On the
here.
clock here. And here we go.
Are you nervous about being there alone, despite it,
The neighbors must be so
the
confused.
fact that you live there alone?
Now, yeah.
I guess you walking in there alone isn't usually preceded by two idiots screaming at something to come kill them for 2 hours before that.
All right, that's it. Time's up. You didn't do it.
I think the silence almost freaks me out more.
Yeah.
Because I've experienced so much in that space. I hope something will happen on these cameras, and
Well,
know,
Shane
not
was
when
being
you guys
stupid.
leave for real, and I'm like actually alone.
That would suck.
That would really suck.
So now I'm going to call upon the power that I've accumulated from all the demons I've defeated, and I will use it to banish your wretched, withering soul back to hell. Do you hear me? I'm sending you back to hell. Really know how that works, but I'm just gonna say that I'm doing it, and I'm pretty sure that's gonna be enough. So, alakazam, a bing bang boom. Hope you like hell, you loser. Hello, come on in.
Hello.
It's messed up in here, man.
Is it? Is it really messed up?
Those flashlights are dancing in a way I've never seen them dance.
I'm actually starting to get a little butterflies in my stomach. This should be
I have
fun.
butterflies in my
Maybe
heart.
as friends.
Have fun.
I'm gonna
Don't you just hate it when it feels like your heart's gonna throw up?
unscrew that pickle jar for you.
Thanks, Ryan.
What is that? You guys have inside jokes?
Yeah, we bonded.
Oh, well, well. It's just me and you now, pal. If there is anything in fact at all. You can't be scared of little old me, can you? Oh, that light just turned on. Can I see you turn on the other one and turn off the one that is currently on? If there is something in here that in fact actually wants to hurt us, do that right now. Couldn't do it, could you?
I'll say I think your apartment was about on a par with every other location we've been to.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, there are no ghosts here.
Right. Yeah.
I'm not trying to be cocky about it, but I think you're safe. I'm saying
Yeah.
that as a words of comfort to you.
What's your name? What's your name? Come on. What's your name? I know that gives away your power. What do you want? What do you want with Loey? Come on. Is this really all you got? How about opening those cabinets? Give it a little swing. Test those hinges out. Come on. If there
Come
truly is something
on.
demonic in here. Smite
But
me.
it-
This is the most
Oh, that's a
cavalier I've
shadow.
ever been on a demonic investigation. You're really gonna let that happen on your watch? This is where you played with her, right? This is where you growled? But you can't do one little thing right now. You can't even tussle my hair, touch me. A little bit of a breeze in here. That's
So we
interesting.
get drafty apartment.
Is that you? Is that all you got? I do feel a little bit of nervous energy.
That might be
Is
for
there something
me.
actually in here watching me? I'm gonna bask in the silence now, and I'm gonna really let you have the room. Because maybe you're just tired of hearing my stupid, annoying voice, and I
Yeah.
get that. So here you go. Here's some silence, standing in the dark for you right now. Do your worst. That's good. That doorbell did make me jump.
It's Loey's turn.
Very good. Very good.
All right, Loey, the time has come.
I mean, I'm pretty nervous.
You'll do great.
This is the first time I've like tried to address something specifically.
Well, we certainly
Well,
didn't rile up the room for you.
Great.
We were very
Phenomenal.
respectful. Well, I did stir that pot, baby. I really did stir that pot.
Holy cow, it feels weird in here.
Pretty rare that I'm out here with you during a solo investigation.
Yeah.
You know, any extra time with you is a punishment. And that's what you've given me here today, more FaceTime with you.
I mean, you're having fun.
Yeah, you're right.
Is there anyone here who wants to communicate? I see that faint light. God, it feels so freaking weird in here.
You can do it. Now, can you slow it down? Because I actually don't know what you're doing.
Is anyone there? I'm like shaking. Oh my god. Holy, that was so freaking scary. It just said, "Hey, Loey." I'm here. What is your name? Oh my god. Okay. Okay. Can you tell me what you want? Oh my god. Holy crap. Okay. I just heard it
Does
say
her family-
and I didn't hear the last part. Thought it said drink.
Do a little over here.
Does she have a family history of alcoholism?
Back.
And you know they're just
Yeah.
flossing.
What did you do with your...
They're back. They're back over here. Yeah. Now back out. Now over here. Now in. Now fast. Well, that's a different thing.
What is your name? Freaking chills. I just.
Oh man.
I think I hate this.
Think that was Spanish.
She's fine. She's probably fine. I did feel a breeze on my face in the bathroom, which was interesting. It gave me pause for a second.
Bathrooms are just
It's the last
drafty.
place you want to feel a breeze on your face. Bathroom.
What are you
No thanks.
You suggesting a ghost farted in my face?
Some suggest.
Oh my god.
What happened?
Huh.
You seem shook.
Yeah, I'm a little shook. Okay, so that was really freaking weird. It said my name, it said, "Hey, Loey," and I heard it clear as day, and it immediately like kind of like freaked me out. I just felt weird and like I've never really had, I'm like shaking.
Yeah.
So I never really had anything like that happen before. And then almost immediately after I said, "What do you want?" And it said, "I want you to," clear as day. And I couldn't understand the third word or the fourth word or whatever. It sounded like, "I want you to drink." I don't, maybe it's just reminding me to hydrate. I don't really know.
Maybe he was asking you out for a drink.
Maybe it's a friendly Casper.
Just push a drinking glass toward you.
And then there was another full sentence that sounded like a woman's voice, and I just freaked out and like turned it off. I couldn't do anymore.
Okay, well-
I'm like still like so freaked out. I've never experienced anything like that in my life.
You'll be fine. I
Really
think our
appreciate
job
the
here
vote
is
of
done.
confidence. What?
We freaked her out. We riled the place up.
I think it feels cleansed.
And now
to
we're gonna
me.
get back in the ghoul
It feels-
and go back.
It feels cleansed.
I feel kind of bad. I'm not gonna lie. I feel pretty bad. I'm very sorry.
It's okay. I'm gonna take a bubble bath or something now. So,
Yeah.
Okay, well.
Yeah.
bye guys.
See ya.
2 years ago, Loey Lane purchased a Ouija board for the aesthetic and got plenty more. Yet another case study into why reaching out to the other side, no matter how innocent, can be dangerous. But whether or not something sinister walked through that open door is up for debate, and will for now remain unsolved.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Okay, so maybe if you want to get a Ouija board as decor for your house, get a fresh one, not a used one. See y'all later.